Hi everyone. Let's go through few repeated questions that have appeared in the previous year's question papers for basic maths on ratio and proportions. So here's the first one. This has got repeated multiple times. Two taps can separately fill a tank in 12 minutes and 15 minutes respectively. The tank when full can be emptied by a drain pipe in 20 minutes. When the tank was empty, all the three were opened simultaneously. In what time will the tank be filled up? The time taken by two taps to fill a tank is given 12 minutes and 15 minutes. And also, the time taken for the tank to be emptied by a drain pipe is 20 minutes. Now, if all the three taps are opened, then how much time will it take for the tank to be filled up? So, there are two taps that are filling up and there's one tap that is draining out. So, that means there is going to be addition and a subtraction. So, we have to make all of these uniform or consistent. We'll first find how much of tank can be filled in 1 minute for tap 1. Similarly for tap 2 and for tap 3 as well, right? In 1 minute, how much of tank can be emptied by tap 3? That is 1/20th, right? So in 1 minute, if all the three taps are opened, then the tank capacity would be, you need to add the first tap's capacity, second tap's capacity and subtract it with third tap because third tap is used to drain out. So water is getting filled from two taps and water is getting drained out from the third tap. So both of these will be added and this will be subtracted. So in 1 minute, 1/10 of the tank will be filled. Now we'll have to use this ratio proportion. In 1 minute, 1/10 of the tank. So let's consider that full tank is 1, right? Let's consider full tank capacity as 1. So how much will be the time taken to fill this entire tank? Let's call it as T, right? T or X or whatever. So it's going to be 1 by T is equal to 1 by 10, which means T is equal to 10. So time taken to fill the entire tank is 10 minutes. Let's look at this problem. Three numbers are in the ratio 2:3:4. If sum of their squares is 1856, find the numbers. Straightforward. So let's consider the numbers are 2x, 3x and 4x. Sum of their squares are nothing but 2x the whole square, 3x the whole square and 4x the whole square. Sum of all these squares is 1856. Now we add up all this and we'll get x, right? And we know the first number is 2x, so 2 into x. Second number is 3x, so 3 into x. Third number is 4 into x, so 4 into x. So these are the numbers. This is another important one. This has been repeated multiple times. Walking 4 km per hour, a student reaches 5 minutes late. And if he walks at 5 km per hour, he reaches 2.5 minutes early. What is the distance from his house to the college? So let's first assume what we have to find out. We have to find the distance from his house. So we'll assume that the distance from house to college is x kilometers. And time taken to cover x kilometers at 4 km per hour is x by 4. Because in 1 hour, 4 kilometers can be travelled. So for x kilometers, that is, this is the distance that we are assuming from house to college. For x kilometer, it's going to be how much time? So it's going to be x by 4, right? Similarly, we'll find the time taken to cover x kilometers distance at 5 km per hour. So you're going to get x by 5. Now, let t be the time to reach college, right? At 4 km per hour, time is 5 minutes late, which means assume that the college reopens at 9 a.m., right? So at 4 km per hour, time would be t plus 5 minutes. That means 9 a.m. plus 5 minutes. So 9:05 is going to reach at 9:05. So t plus 5 minutes. If I convert this to hour, it's going to be t plus 5 by 60 hour, right? At 5 km per hour, he is going to reach 2.5 minutes early. So if the college starts at 9 a.m., he is going to reach 2.5 minutes earlier than 9 a.m. So it's going to be 8 a.m. and 57 minutes and 30 seconds because it's 2.5 minutes early before 9 o'clock. The time taken, we found that time taken to cover x kilometers is x by 4. And from this case also, time taken is t plus 5 by 60. So both the cases you have time taken, right? This is also time taken, this is also time taken at 4 km per hour. So we'll equate both of them, right? Look at this equation. At 4 km per hour, time is 5 minutes late. Here, time taken to cover x kilometers at 4 km per hour. It's the same thing, right? Distance is same, right? But the time given here is x by 4. And here we are comparing related to the time to reach the college. So if the college reopens at 9 a.m., then it's going to be 9:05, right? So here both the time taken is equal. That's why we equate both of this. Correct? Now when you solve this, you will have to figure out t. right? Let's get the value of t. T is equal to x by 4 minus 5 by 60. Same thing we will do for 5 km per hour, right? Same thing. We found out for 5 km per hour here. This is the 5 km per hour and this is 5 km per hour. Both of these we will equate. So we'll again find out t. Now in both these cases, t has to be same because time that the college reopens is same, right? T is same because we assumed t is nothing but time that the college opens, right? So this time is same, right? So therefore, RHS is same. Therefore, LHS have to be equal, right? So we'll equate both of this and then we will solve x. So x is going to be 2.5 kilometers. So we had assumed that x will be the distance from house to the college and that is 2.5 kilometers. Let's go to this problem. In a fort, there was a ration for 560 soldiers that would last the soldiers for 70 days. After 20 days, 60 soldiers left the fort. For how many days the remaining ration can support the remaining soldiers? 560 soldiers have ration for 70 days, right? Now, after 20 days, 60 soldiers left the fort, which means after 20 days, the number of soldiers left is 500 soldiers. Number of soldiers left is 500 soldiers. And the number of days left is 50 days. So, if the soldiers had not left, right, 560 soldiers, if the soldiers had not left, 560 soldiers would have enough ration for the remaining 50 days, right? Now, but it's not 560 now. 60 soldiers have left. So, we'll have to find for 500 soldiers. What would it be? Let's call it as days, x number of days. So, this is inversely proportional, right? Because as the number of soldiers decreased, number of days the ration can last is more. So, soldiers reduce, but days increase. That's why it is inversely proportional. When one increases and the other decreases, or when one decreases and other increases, then it is called as inversely proportional. So, in this case, we'll say 560 is to 500 is equal to x is to 50. If you see, actually it should be 560 is to 500 is to 50 is to x. Actually, it should be like this, right? 560 is to 500 is equal to 50 is to x. But in this case, this is inverse. So, in the case of inverse, you will have to reverse one of the parameters. You'll have to reverse this. Or you can reverse this also. It doesn't matter. Any one of this you have to reverse, right? You can reverse it as 500 is to 560 is equal to 50 is to x. Or you can say 560 is to 500 is equal to x is to 50. You have to reverse one of them. You reverse that and you can get the x value, which is 56 days. Next one, monthly income of A and B are in the ratio 2 is to 3 and their monthly expenditures are in the ratio 3 is to 5. If each save 100 rupees per month, find the monthly incomes of A and B. Right? We are assuming that monthly incomes of A and B are 2x and 3x because the ratio is given 2 is to 3. So, we assume it as 2x and 3x. Right? Now, the monthly expenditures ratio is 3 is to 5. Monthly income ratio is given. Monthly expenditure ratio is given. Right? What is monthly expenditure ratio? Right? Monthly expenditure of A is nothing but income. Income minus 100 rupees because he is saving 100 rupees. And monthly expenditure of B, again 3x minus 100 because this is income. This is his savings. So, income minus savings is expenditure. So, the ratio of this two, ratio of the expenditure is 3 by 5, which is given. So, if you solve this equation, you are going to get the value of x. X is going to be 200. Now, we know that we have assumed monthly income of A is 2x. So, it's going to be 400 rupees, 2 into x. Monthly income of B is 3x. So, it's going to be 3 into 200, which is 600 rupees. Let's take this problem. Divide rupees 1647 into 3 parts such that 3/7 of the first, 2/3 of the second and 4/5 of the third are equal. So, this is simple. So, let's consider 3 parts to be as A, B and C. 3/7 of the first part, that is 3/7 of A into A, of A is into A, is equal to 2/3 of B, 2/3 of second, which is 2/3 into B, and 4 by 5th of third, that is C, 4 by 5th of C, that is 4 by 5 into C. Now, we'll try to get it to the form A is to B and B is to C. We'll get 2 ratios, right? A is to B and B is to C. So, whenever we have such problems, right, we will have to ensure such problems, meaning whenever you have to divide or distribute across A, B, C, X, Y, Z, whenever you have to divide, what we have to do is we have to get to this form. A is to B, B is to C. Now A is to B is nothing but A by B. So if you get B here, it's going to become A by B. A by B is going to be 2 by 3 into 7 by 3. We take this side. We take the numbers this side and get B here. So A by B is 2 by 3 into 7 by 3, which is 14 by 9. Similarly, B is to C is nothing, B by C. B by C. So get C this side and take the number this side. Right? So you're going to get 6 by 5. So we have two ratios here. A is to B and B is to C. A is to B and B is to C. Now, we have to always ensure that this B is going to be same. Right? We can cross multiply. Basically, we can multiply this with 6 and multiply this with 9. So multiply this with this number and multiply this with this number. When you do that, you're going to get the same number for B, like this. So 14 is to 9 into 6 and 6 is to 5 into 9. So you're going to get 84 is to 54 and 54 is to 45. So you're going to get this B as the same number. Now we can write it as A is to B is to C, right? A is to B is to C is going to be, A is going to be 84, B is anyway 54 and C is 45. We know that when you add up all these ratios, right, we call this as A as 84x, right? Let's assume that A as 84x, B will receive 54x and C will receive 45x, right? When you add up all these parts, you're going to get 1647, right? Because the total amount to be distributed is 1647 into 3 parts. 183x is equal to 1647. So you'll get the value of x, and then A is equal to 84x here. So we multiply with x here, we get A. Similarly, we get part B and part C. Similar problem, rupees 5,625 is divided among A, B and C so that A receives half as much as B and C. That is, if you add B and C, half of it is what A receives. So B will receive 1/4 of what A and C will receive. That means you have to add up A and C, and 1/4 of that is what B is going to receive. So A is half of B plus C because it's given as B and C. B and C is B plus C. And B receives 1/4 of what A and C, that is A plus C, right? A plus C, and 1/4 of that is what B receives. So we simplify this, we'll get 2A is equal to B plus C and 4B is equal to A plus C. Now we can add up all of this, A, B and C, because if you add up A and B and C, then it's going to be equal to 5625, right? If you add up all their shares, it's going to be A plus B plus C. So B plus C is 2A. So let's substitute 2A here. So we'll get A plus 2A is equal to 5625 or 3A, and then A is 1875. Now we will take the same expression, A plus B plus C is equal to 5625. And now earlier we substitute B plus C. Now we will substitute A plus C, right? Because A plus C is nothing but 4B. So A plus C is 4B plus B, 5B is equal to 5625. And when you solve it, you're going to get B is equal to 1125 rupees. So we got A, we got B. Same expression we use. Substitute B and A and you'll get C. So similar problem. Distribute 632 among A, B and C in such a way that B will get 20% more than A and C gets 20% less than B. So there are two methods here to do it. You can choose any of the methods that you are comfortable with. I have put both the methods here. First method is assume that A gets 100, right? Assume that A gets 100. If A gets 100, then B will get 120. Why? Because B will get 20% more than A. 20%. We assume that A gets 100. 20% of A. That is 20% into 100. What is 20% of 100? It's nothing but 20 only. So if A gets 100, then B will get 100 plus 20. That is 100 plus 20%, 120. So now we'll have to find A is to B, right? I told you earlier, whenever you get a problem where you have to distribute or divide amongst different parts, then you will have to find A is to B, B is to C, then finally find A is to B is to C, and then equate it to 632 and find the X value, right? Same method everywhere. Just remember this method. So A is to B is, you will divide, A is 100, B is 120, you will get 5 is to 6. Similarly, now you assume B gets 100 because C gets 20% less than B. C gets 20% less than B, which means If B, assume that B gets 100, then C will get 20% less than that. We saw that 20% is nothing but 20, right? So C will get 20 less than B. That means 80. So you will get B is to C is 5 by 4. Now you got this ratio, you got this ratio. Now we'll have to ensure that B is common. In the sense B has the same number. Here you have B as 6 and here you have B as 5. Now we'll have to make it same. How we'll make it same? You can cross multiply this with 5. This number you take and cross multiply. Here you take this number and cross multiply. Right? Both numerator and denominator will have to multiply. So we'll get 25 by 30 and 30 by 24. Now if you notice, B is 30 here and B here is 30. We got the same values for B. So now you will make it as A is to B is to C, 25 is to 30 is to 24. So this is a standard process. First find A is to B, then B is to C, then multiply to get same value of B. So now you can write as A is to B is to C is equal to total, right? So you're going to get A is to B is to C is 25 is to 30 is to 24. Also A plus B plus C is nothing but 25x plus 30x plus 24x. We are going to put x here because this is a ratio. So the actual numbers would be 25x, 30 times x, 24 times x. This total is going to be 79x. And the total should be 632. Because 632 is what we have to divide between A, B and C in this ratio. In this ratio. So 79x is equal to 632. You figure out x. Once you get x, then you get each of this A, B and C values. A is 25x, so 25 into 8. B is 30x, so 30 into 8. C is 24x, so 24 into 8. So there is another method. So why I chose this method is, in case there is a possibility that we might forget this method, right? We might forget to assume A to be 100 and B to be 100. In case we forget, right? This is the easiest way to remember. But in case we forget, then we'll have to use the normal approach, which we used in other problems also. So we said B is equal to 20% more than A. That means B is A plus 20% more than A. 20% is 20 by 100. 20 by 100 of A, right? And it's more than A. So A plus 20 by 100. So now you'll get B by A. Same approach. Now you'll find A is to B. That is A by B is 5 by 6, right? Now in this case, you should get B by C. Same approach. Now only thing is, here as per the question, C will get 20% less than B. C will get 20% less than B. That means whatever value B gets, C will get 20% less than B. So B minus 20% of B is what C will get, right? So C is equal to 4 by 5B, or you can get it in this form. Instead of putting it as C by B, you can reverse it and put it as B by C. So B by C ratio you have, A by B ratio you have. Now same thing, multiply both of these ratios so that you get same value for B. Here B is 30, here also we got B is 30. Earlier B was 6 here and here B was 5. So we multiplied and we got this A is to B is to C. The remaining thing is the same thing. A is to B is to C is 25 is to 30 is to 24. When you add up all this, it's going to be 79x. 79x is going to 632. You get the x value and then find each of A, B and C. Another problem, 5 carpenters can earn rupees 540 in 6 days, working 9 hours a day. So how much will 8 carpenters earn in 12 days, working 6 hours a day? So you'll have to segregate the different parameters here. You have different parameters here. You have carpenter, you have amount, you have number of hours and number of days. So 5 carpenters, 540 rupees, 9 hours, 6 days. Second one is 8 carpenters, 12 days, working 6 hours a day. So we have to find how much 8 carpenters will earn. We'll have to find the amount here. Let's assume it as X, right? And now we'll have to go one by one. Carpenter is to amount. We'll take first carpenter is to amount, then number of hours is to amount, then number of days is to amount. So carpenter is to amount. 5 carpenters, 540. So 8 carpenters, obviously the earning is going to be more. If you increase the number of carpenters, the amount also is going to increase. So it's directly proportional. So you get 8 by 5 into 540. Similarly, you will take hours and amount. 9 hours if you work, you earn 540. What if you earn 6 hours? So it's going to be less, right? So again, it's directly proportional. This will reduce, this one also will reduce. So it is directly proportional. So it's going to be 6 by 9 into 540. Similarly, days with respect to amount. 6 days, you earn 540. 12 days, obviously it's going to be more. Increase the number of days, amount is going to increase. So it's directly proportional. So 12 by 6 into 540. Now, the amount X is equal to, we'll multiply each of these, right? Multiply each of this with 540 and you're going to get 1152 rupees. Let's take this another one where you have to divide this particular amount among X, Y and Z, such that if rupees 35, 15 and 12 are deducted from the respective shares, the remainders are in the ratio 3:5:8. Here we have to subtract 35, 15 and 12 from each of these parts X, Y and Z, and the final ratio after subtraction is going to be 3:5:8. So again, what we can do is X plus Y plus Z is 3262. So we'll have to reduce 35 rupees from X. So X minus 35, Y minus 15. So we'll have to again use that, A is to B, B is to C. Here you have X, Y. So you should get X is to Y and you have to get Y is to Z. Now when you get X is to Y ratio, Y is to Z ratio, then you will use X is to Y is to Z is equal to total. And then you will find X, Y, Z. Same method. So now X is to Y. So X minus 35 by Y minus 15. We said the ratio is 3:5:8. So this will be X is to Y is to Z, right? So 3 by 5. Now Y minus 15 by Z minus 12. This is the second one, second ratio. You take Y minus 15 and Z you'll have to reduce 12. So Z minus 12 is equal to this one, Y is to Z ratio. That is 5:8. So now we have got two ratios, right? We'll have to solve them and get X in first case and get Z in the second case. So once you've got X and Z in second case, then you'll use this total X plus Y plus Z is equal to 3262. So X plus Y plus Z. So X we have got here, Y we don't know, we leave it like that, and Z is this one. So we add up all this and we equate it to 3262. So we can find out Y with this expression. Now once we get Y, we can substitute the value of Y in this equation 1 and you'll get X, right? Similarly, if you with that Y value, you can substitute in equation 2 and you'll get Z value this way. Let's take this example. A jar contains two liquids, X and Y in the ratio 7:5. When 6 liters of the mixture is drawn and the jar is filled with the same quantity of Y, the ratio of X and Y becomes 7:9. Find the quantity of X in the jar initially. So the jar is having two liquids, right? Liquid 1 and liquid 2, or we can call it as X and Y, right? As is given here. So a jar contains liquid X and liquid Y in the ratio 7:5. Now let's assume the quantity of liquid X in jar is 7X and quantity of Y, liquid Y in the jar is 5X. We'll have to find the quantity of X in the jar, right? We'll have to find the quantity of X. That is 7X, right? We'll have to find the value of X so that you get the quantity of X in the jar. Now, 6 liters of mixture is taken out. It is taken out from the jar, right? And in 6 liters of mixture, 7 out of 12. 7 plus 5 is 12. That is 7 by 12th of that 6 liters. 7 by 12th of that 6 liters is X liquid. And 5 by 12th of 6 liters is Y liquid. Because the mixture that you're drawing is a combination of liquid X and liquid Y, right? Liquid X and liquid Y. Both the liquids are mixed in the ratio 7:5. Since you have drawn 6 liters, right? What is the remaining quantity of X in the jar? So you actually have 7X. Quantity of X in jar we assumed as 7X. Minus, you are actually taking 6 liters. But that entire 6 liters is not liquid X. It is mixture of X and Y. X would be 7 by 12 of 6 liters. In that 6 liters, 7 by 12 is liquid X. Similarly, for Y, we assumed quantity of liquid Y as 5X here. There is 5 by 12th part of 6 liters is liquid Y. So now we subtract this and then the ratio of this two, because they've told when you remove 6 liters of mixture from the jar and you add same quantity of Y, What is same quantity? 6 liters. That is, you are adding back 6 liters, and that 6 liters is nothing but Y liquid, right? Then the ratio becomes 7:9. So now first take the ratio. We know the ratio is going to become 7:9. We know this. Ratio of this by this is 7/9. And we have to also add 6 liters. 6 liters of liquid Y. So that's why we are going to add this in liquid Y section. 6 liters of liquid Y. So when you simplify, you are going to get X is equal to 2. And we assumed liquid X is 7X. So 7 into 2, 14 liters. And we assumed Y is 5X. So 5 into 2 is 10 liters. Now another problem. A can do a piece of work in 20 days. B can do in 30 days. And C in 60 days. All of them began to work together. A left the job after 6 days. And B quit the work 6 days before the completion of work. How many days did the work last? So we'll have to again find in one day how much of work is done, right? See, one thing we'll have to remember. In case of filling a tank, right? You remember the tap problem? There were 3 taps, 2 taps filling up and 1 tap draining out. In all of, and here also you have one doing a piece of work in 20 days, another doing in 30 days. So whenever you have problems like this, right? You will have to find in one day how much it takes, in 1 minute how much it takes, right? You'll have to get that number down to 1 day or 1 minute, right? So in 1 day, days and work, 20 days to do 1 piece of work. So in 1 day, how much work he can do? It is 1/20 into 1. So it's 1/20. Similarly, we find for B. B is 1/30. C is 1/60. Right? Now, all of them work together, is it not? So if all of them work together, then in 1 day, how much of work will be done? You'll have to add up all of this. So you'll get 1 day. But they work together for 6 days because A left the job after 6 days. So till 6 days, all 3 people were working together. That means into 6 days. That is, for 6 days, the amount of work that was done is into 6. This is the amount of work done for 1 day. Into 6. So for 6 days, it is 3/5. Now, what is the remaining work? We assume that work is 1. Right? We assume work is 1. So 3/5 of the work is done. So what is left over? 1 minus 3/5, which is 2/5. This is the remaining work. Now we assume, because they've asked how many days did the work last. So we'll assume number of days to complete the work is X. Number of days to complete the remaining work, actually this is. Remaining work is X days. Now B left 6 days before work completion. So what we will have to do is, we will have to find out the amount of work that is being done. We don't know the number of days that is being spent to complete the entire work. But we can calculate the amount of work done by B, amount of work done by C, and whatever amount of work B does and amount of work C does, the work should get completed. The remaining work should get completed. What is that? 2/5. This work should be completed by B and C. Right? So now, so we assume that number of days to complete the work is X. B leaves the job 6 days before completing the work. Remaining number of days is X. E left 6 days before. So X minus 6 days. He has worked for X minus 6 days. So 1 day it is 1/30. For X minus 6 days, it's going to be X minus 6 into 1/30. Similarly, what is the amount of work done by C? In 1 day, C completes 1/60th of work. Right? Then, for X days, how much is it? X days, it's going to be X into 1/60. X into 1/60, which is X by 60. Now, both of this work should add up to 2/5 because this is the remaining work. And both of these people have worked until the work is completed. So, you add up this. So, total work done by B and C is this one plus this one. This is B's work. This is C's work. You add up and that should be equal to remaining work, right? 2/5 is remaining work. This is equal to remaining work. So now when you add up all this, you're going to get value of X, right? X is nothing but number of days to complete the remaining work is X. So number of remaining days is 12 days. They've already worked for 6 days in the beginning, right? A, B, C together worked for 6 days in the beginning. So 12 plus 16 is 18 days. The total work is 18 days. Let's take the last 3-marker problem. 4 men or 12 boys can do a job in 5 days by working 8 hours per day. In how many days 2 men and 4 boys can do the same job working 12 hours a day? you have men, boys, days, hours, right? You have 3 parameters here. You have men, boys, hours and days. See, now they have told 4 men or 12 boys. In how many days can 2 men and 4 boys? What we have to do is, we have to get this 4 men and 12 boys to one parameter. Either you make men as boys or you convert boys to men, right? Now 4 men is equal to 12 boys. Why I'm saying 4 men is equal to 12 boys? Because it's told that 4 men can do a job in 5 days, or instead of 4 men, 12 boys can do the same job in 5 days, right? So to get the job done in 5 days, either you need 4 men or you need 12 boys. That means 4 men is equal to 12 boys. And that means 1 man is equal to how much? It's going to be 12 by 4, right? You'll have to use the same like this. Man, boys. 4 men is equal to 12 boys. So 1 man is how many boys, right? 1 man is 1 by 4 into 12, that is 3. So 1 man is equal to 3 boys. 1 man is equal to 3 boys. We'll remove men from everywhere. We'll get it to only boys. In how many days? 2 men and 4 boys. Now we'll convert. 2 men, 1 man is 3 boys. 2 men is 6 boys. So 2 men is 6 boys. 2 into 3, 6 boys. Then we have 4 boys, right? Now what is the total? It's going to be 10 boys. So you can write 2 men and 4 boys as 2 men and 4 boys as 10 boys. Now you'll come back to this. 4 men is equal to 12 boys. It's already given here. So 12 boys can do work for 5 days, working 8 hours per week. How many days will 2 men and 4 boys? That is, how many days will 10 boys, right? From this, 10 boys will take if they are working for 12 hours per day. So there are 3 parameters here. So we'll take boy versus number of days. 12 boys will take 5 days. 10 boys will take more days, right? Because the boys have reduced. So obviously it's going to take longer time to complete the work because less number of boys. So it is inverse here. Why inverse? Lesser the boys, more the number of days. One reducing, the other increases. If you reduce the boys, days is going to increase. So that's why it is inverse proportional. So boys with respect to days, 12 by 10 is equal to 5 by x. 12 by 10 is equal to 5 by x. But it is inverse, right? It's inverse. So what we are going to do, you can reverse one of this. One of this only you have to reverse. You can make this as 10 by 12 is equal to 5 by x, or you can leave it as 12 by 10 is equal to x by 5. You can take one of this, reverse it. I will take this because I need to find value of x. X is on the top. It will simplify my problem solving. So now what will happen? X is equal to 12 by 10 into 5, right? Now we'll go to the second one. Hours specific to days. 8 hours if you work, you can complete the work in 5 days. But if you work for 12 hours, the number of days is going to become low because you're working more. So number of days required to complete the work is less. Now this is again inverse because more the number of hours you work, lesser the number of days it's going to take. So it's reverse. One is increasing, the other will decrease. Normally what we would have done, we would have written it as 8 by 12 is equal to 5 by x. But since it is inverse, we'll make it as 12 by 8 is equal to 5 by x, or I'll write it as 8 by 12 is equal to x by 5. Okay, I can take one of this. I'll take this because x is what I have to find out and x is on top. So now I'll have to club both of this. I'll have to club this and this, right? So I'll get here x is equal to 8 by 12 into 5. When I club this one and this one, it's going to be x is equal to 12 by 10 into 5 into 8 by 12. Don't take this 5 2 times. Once you take this 5, that's it. So now you will solve and you will get x is equal to 4 days. So it will take 4 days for 2 men and 4 boys to do the same job. So that was the last problem related to 3 marker and 5 markers. These are all 1 markers, came from the previous papers. Find the third proportional. Third proportional is nothing but you have to find the fourth number. That is A is to B is to C. You have to find C. The last number is what you have to find. 4 is to 6, is to 6 is to x, right? So 4x is 36, x is 9. Then find the mean proportional. Mean proportional is the center one. That is, if you have A is to B and B is to C, then you have to find B. This is what is mean proportional. So 4 into 9, 36 is equal to x square. So x is equal to 6. Find the triplicate ratio. Anyway, this is cube. Triplicate ratio is nothing but take the cube. What must be added to each term in the ratio? 5 is to 6. So that it becomes 8 is to 9. So just assume that the number to be added is x. So add 5 plus x by 6 plus x is equal to the new ratio, which is 8 by 9. Find the x value. So 3 needs to be added. If 5 is to 20 is 3 is to x, find x. Simple, right? 5 by 20 is 3 by x. Get x. If two numbers and the ratio 3 is to 5, what should be added to get new ratio of 2 is to 3? Right? 3 plus x, 5 plus x, and you'll get the new ratio 2 by 3. So you'll get x is equal to 1. 1 should be added. Find the duplicate ratio. Simple. 5 square, 3 square, you'll get duplicate ratio. So I've covered all the previous year's question paper problems for ratio and proportions. So I hope this video was helpful. Thank you.